Alrighty guys, today I'm going to be tackling something that no one's ever done before. I'm going to be making the corvo mask, except I'm going to be doing it out of metal. I haven't seen anyone do this before, so I hope it's going to turn out pretty good. First thing I'm going to do is measure him for my dimensions for the mask, so I can get it all right for a head that's larger than mine, in case somebody bigger than me decides he wants to wear it. So let's get this done. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, so I'm going to do this sort of like drawing a human face. This is where the top of the head's going to be. This is where the bottom of the jaw's going to be. These come out 10 inches to go around the temples. And this is my 10 inches marked out. Here's all the measurements. So it's 4.5 inches from the top of the head to the middle of the eye. And then it is 2.5 inches from the middle of the eye to the tip of the nose. And then it's 3 inches from the tip of the nose to the jaw. And it's 10 inches from temple to temple or ear to ear. So I'm just going to draw this out like a human. Alright, so I drew out half of the top. I know it looks like Corvo's retarded cousin right now, but it'll look good. I'm just making it a little bit extra so I don't undersize it. Alright, so I spent considerably longer on this one, on this design. And it looks a lot better. This is the front view. This is what it's going to look like at the front. These side pieces here, they're connected. That's so it can wrap around the sides of my head. I only drew the top here because the bottom I'm going to draw out later. And it's always better to pattern out things more than necessary, so I drew all the little intricate stuff too. Because hey, I only get one shot at this thing, because I don't have enough steel to do another one. So I might as well spend a little extra time in a drawing than waste money having to go out and buy another sheet. Waste money that I don't have. So I'm gonna just keep working on it, and once I get it to where I want it to be, I'm gonna cut it out. And I forgot to mention before I recorded this bit that I used the really tiny scissors so I could capture all the detail. Alright, so what I'm doing, I'm burning the metal black to give it that darkened look that it has in the game. Alright, so I got it drawn out, and I drew out all the fiddly bits, as you can probably tell. I didn't draw out the bottom jaw, or any of the mechanics that go on the sides, because the mechanics on the sides are brass, which means I'd have to temper them differently. And that's what I'm going to do with this little circle here. Since that's supposed to be brass, I'm just going to sand it down and temper it to a golden color. That's what I'm going to do for all the golden pieces. I didn't draw the bottom jaw yet because I haven't patterned it out, but I'm going to get this cut out and we'll go from there. Okay, so I got the main parts cut out with some tin snips, and yeah, that was a little too much for me. It literally ripped my own skin because I squeezed too hard. And well, I guess now I'm going to go out and clean it up with the angle grinder, the grinding wheel, because it leaves it pretty rough. And then I'm going to start dishing it. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is flatten out the edges. Now I'm going to grind off all the spots that didn't reach down to the line. Alright, so now I'm going to drill out the eye holes. Alright, so I drilled a whole bunch of holes, and I knocked this plug out. Now I'm going to clean it up with a Dremel. Alright, so I decided I'm going to clean out the eyes in a little bit. Right now, I'm just going to start dishing it. And I'm going to be testing it to see if it fits my head periodically. Alright, so I got the head pretty well shaped. Finally got the eyes cut out. Now I'm going to start shaping around the eyes and this area here. Alright, so now I'm working in this area here, and right here, and up here. Alright, so now I'm going to do something called planishing. This hammer has a very smooth, very flat face. Got a railroad spike in a vise. It's been rounded off. And now I'm going to start taking out these big bumps you see here. See here, I've already planished in this area. This area here I haven't, so I'm going to start working on that. Uh-oh. Oh no! Beep! Well guys, the handle on my hammer decided it was time to die. So, guess I gotta go get a different hammer. There we go. There we go. Now I'm going to temper the little circle that goes here to a yellow straw color. Alright guys, so I reshaped the eyes and the jaw. Because I don't have all those fancy armoring tools like a bunch of armorers do. I have, oh, let me see if I hit this thing with it. Oh wow, that looks good. I'll hit it a couple more times. That's what I have. So I'm just kind of working it until I feel like it looks right. And it's starting to look there good. What I did for this line, these lines right here, I got a railroad spike and I hit it with it, and it sort of created a little tray in my dishing stump. So I just sort of beat it into there, and I think it looks pretty good. I'm just gonna keep working on it, and then I'm gonna planish it. Alright guys, so here's what it looks like after a whole lot of shaping. You see this line here? Because I was bending it so much, it got a little crooked there. So I'm going to have to cut it along this line here. And this piece is the little silvery golden piece. There you go. I drilled a 3/16 hole right there. I'm going to drill one through the mask once I get this crap cut out. And then I'm going to pin it with a brass pin. I tempered this in the oven at 420 degrees for 2 hours. No, not 2 hours. 1 hour and 45 minutes. If I had left it in probably 10 minutes longer, it would have been a blue color. So I pulled it out at just the perfect time. And that's what it sort of looks like. Let me see if I can get the whole thing into the shot. There we go. That's what it looks like. I think it looks pretty darn good. Now I've just got to do the other side, and we'll be getting there. Alright, we're going to do the exact same thing we did for the other half. Alright, so there's the two halves of the helmet. Here's these two bits right here. They're going to go right there and right there. That's to give it that really nice two-tone effect. Now I'm just going to rivet them on with a brass rivet. Speaking of brass, I decided instead of using the tempered piece for here, I'm just going to use a brass piece instead. Because the tempered piece just didn't come out right and it didn't look like it did in the game. Alright, so this piece here is supposed to be connected Not with a brass rivet though, it's just supposed to be seamless. So I'm going to use some steel pins and I'm going to pound them down until they're completely flat. This piece goes right here. There's a brass rivet there and nothing else here. So I'm going to put a steel rivet there and pound it down flat again to make it a lot stronger. So I'm going to put steel rivets. It looks really good, and it's perfectly flat. Can't even tell that there was rivets there, or you won't be able to once I sand it down. Looks good. Alright, there's that second plate. There's where the pin was, right there. You can't even really tell. I just got to get a brass rod so I can put that pin right there. It went a little bit crooked there, but I don't think it's going to mess me up too bad. I can probably fix it. But that's what it looks like so far. It's looking pretty good.